Hi friends, welcome back to Stockwood channel, a channel where we discuss investing strategies with facts. So friends, in this video, it is very important and an interesting video because here I'm going to talk about the guiding principles for investors to invest in stock market. Right? So this is not specific to one or two stocks for investing, but it will benefit you for a long term in terms of deciding which stock to invest in the stock market and what are the strategies to invest in stock market. So I recommend you all to watch this video in complete because you'll gain the complete information and you can make a concise decision when you are investing. Right. So let us see on what are we discussing today. So the first topic we'll be discussing today will be how to define a fundamentally strong stock, and then the second topic will be how to choose the best stock in the stock market and what are the parameters that you need to consider while selecting these stock. The third topic will be the various investing style or strategies to invest. So let's get started. So friends, in my last video, I had spoken about three fundamentally strong stocks which I recommended to invest in January. So if you have not watched this video, I would request you to check that video. I'll be tagging somewhere here so that you can get an overview of what we had discussed in the last video. But with this video, what I'll be doing is taking these three stocks. I'll be giving you an idea of how to evaluate a particular stock as fundamentally strong, right? So there are various factors to define a stock as fundamentally strong. So let us see one by one. So the first factor will be to see whether the particular company is well established in the market, right? So in case of Kotak Mahindra, you know friends, it is a well established bank. There are so many clients that it has acquired over the years, and the client base is not declining, right? And as in when it opens new branches, the client base is going to improve and increase, right? In that way, it is a well established company or bank in Indian market. And similarly, Whirlpool, which is the third leader in the consumer durable goods, it is well established, and competition to this company is relatively less from the smaller players, right? Similarly, if you see HUL, it is also a well established company with lot of products in its portfolio, and also it has almost 90% market share in FMCG sector in India. So the second parameter which we need to consider is whether they have a strong promoter, right? All these three stocks have a strong promoter base. In terms of Kotak Mahindra Bank, you have Mahindra and Mahindra group. In Whirlpool, you have the Whirlpool Corporation, which is a global entity. And similarly, HUL also has its parent company backing from Unilever. The third and the most important factor is the financial, and here there are various parameters that we need to consider to evaluate whether the stock is fundamentally strong. So one such thing is on the market cap the company has, right? If you see an example of HUL, you see that the market cap of this company is continuously increasing over the last 8 years, and also this company is cash rich. So similarly, if you see the quarterly results of a company, in this case HUL, it is continuously increasing over the last 10 quarters, friends. So in December 2018, it was around 9,800 crores, and now it has increased to almost 13,000 crores. So in this way, you can see that how strong the products are doing in the market and what is the command the company holds on in the particular sector. Another parameter you need to see is in the balance sheet whether the company has any loans. Right, this is a balance sheet of Whirlpool India, where you see the borrowings is almost zero from the last 10 years. So and in the last quarter they have around 47 crores of loans, which is very negligible compared to the earnings they make, right? Kotak Mahindra Bank. But in this case, if you see the borrowing, it has been continuously increasing. But still, I have called this as a fundamentally strong stock because the company as the borrowings for a lot of period. So for that I'll be taking the price chart of Kotak Mahindra for the last 5 years. Here you can see, in spite of all the loan borrowings, the stock is moving continuously for the last 5 years. Right, it started from around 1,000 rupees in 2017 February, and now the current price is around 2,200. Right, the reason why I had called it as a good stock buy in January, because it had corrected almost to 15 to 20% from its peak, and there is good chances for it to bounce back from its lower levels to the peak again. So that is the reason I had called this as a fundamentally strong stock. All right, so these are the three major parameters that you have to look into a stock to decide whether it is fundamentally strong. So all the stock may not satisfy all the three reasons, but it is up to the individual or the investor to decide whether what are the parameters are important for them to invest in the market. With this, let's move to the next section. So friends, in this section, we are going to discuss, after you have shortlisted the stocks, which is the best stock to invest, and the parameters that will help you to decide so. Right. So especially if you are investing for a short term, it is important to understand what are the risks involved in the short term as well as the long term. Right. So as I discussed in the previous video, friends, Kotak Mahindra Bank is increasing its NPAs, and so it there is a little bit of risk involved in this bank. While as Whirlpool, because of the recent COVID wave, there might be disruption in the supply chain, and also the consumers may not be able to invest at the particular period of time. So I don't think it is a major risk, but there is a small risk involved. Whereas in HUL, I don't see any such risk for the company in short term or long term. So if you are investing for a long term, there are other parameters which is very important for you to consider. Let us look into those parameters as well. So one of the major thing that you need to know is the industry growth, friends. So similar, as you know, the banking sector is going to grow in India massively because of various schemes and policies from the government, like the Jan Dhan Yojana and so on. Right, this will actually increase the participation of the rural population in the banking sector, and it will contribute to the growth of the banking sector. Similarly, if you see Whirlpool, because of the increase in the incomes of the Indian middle class and the rural sector, I see there is a great opportunity for the Whirlpool India and similar companies to grow in the short term and long term. So here I want to bring about one of the report that I had come through from one of the finance agencies in India, that the white goods penetration in India is going to rise over the next decade. Right, so this kind of report will give a perspective to know how the industry and the company is going to do in the short term and long term. Similarly, for HUL, the same thing holds good because of high incomes of the population. The spending will increase year on year. Right, so the other factors which we need to consider is the company growth and the peer competition. In one way, the company growth and peer competition are interlinked. Right, let us see one by one with examples. Right, in Kotak Mahindra Bank, because it has already captured a huge market in the Indian banking sector, and its concentration are majorly in the urban sector, I don't think it will have that advantage in the rural sector, given the smaller players like AU Bank and Ujjivan Finance have already started investing massively in the rural population and rural sector. Right, so Whirlpool India, it is difficult for a small company or a new player to come into the market and compete, give a competition to a company like Whirlpool, which is already a leading player in the particular sector. right? HUL may face a smaller competition in pockets in different geographies, but on a long term I don't think it will have a major competition. But since it has already reached a 90% market share in the particular sector, I don't see there is a huge potential for exponential growth for this company. The other parameter which I had spoken in the previous slide also are the fundamentals of the company. So let me reiterate some of the points again. Right. So as we discussed, there are other parameters that you need see for the fundamentals, like the sales and revenue for the last three financial years or quarters. How is it doing? Is it doing profitably? What is the market share? How is the promoter holding? And whether the company is debt free, and what are the cash flows? So another important factor which I am not going to talk in detail in this particular video is the technical analysis, friends. In addition to the above parameters, you also have to see the technical analysis. So there are various videos in YouTube and other platforms where you can understand and learn about technical analysis. To name few, or the Fibonacci series, head and shoulder patterns, reverse head and fold shoulder patterns. All these will give you an idea of how the share price is behaving in the current market, and will give you an idea when what is the better time to invest. So in my previous video on the analysis of Hero Motors, I had done a small technical analysis on how the price is coming out of the trend lines. So that will give you also an idea about how technical analysis are made. Finally, if I have to rate these three stocks among the three stocks, it is on a relative basis. Is Whirlpool is in the number one place, because I see there is a good company growth and the risk involved is minimal, and the fundamentals of the company is also good. Right, and then you have HUL, and then the least or in the third place is Kotak Mahindra, because of the NPA issues. There is a risk involved, but whatever rating I have given here is on the relative basis, friends. So fundamentally still these three stocks are good to invest in the short term. Now let's move to the final section. So in this section, we are going to talk what are the various investing style or strategies to invest. Right. So since you have selected these three stocks and want to invest in all the three stocks, let us see how and what are the different investing styles. The first one would be the diversified investing strategy, where you are going to diversify your money equally between the three stocks. The second will be the concentrated portfolio strategy, where you feel that one particular stock is a better stock among the three, and you want to put almost 5 out of 8 parts in one company and distribute the rest between the two companies. The third will be a growth strategy, where you believe only in stocks which will have a good growth in the coming days. So you are going to invest only in a company which has a good growth perspective. The final strategy would be a safe strategy, where you don't want to take any risk and want to invest in the most established companies in the market. Right. In this case, you will be investing 50% of your money in Kotak Mahindra and the rest 50 in HUL. So this was the small video about the investing strategies and what are the parameters that to be considered for investing, friends. So if you like the video, please hit the like button and share with your family and friends, and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.